Awareness is power. I have a question for you that I'm sure you'll be able to answer confidently. I'm also sure that 99% of people watching this video will either get it wrong or won't know how to answer it. And if you do get it right, you can move on to the next video. But if you get it wrong, stay tuned if you're interested in the answer. It just might change your life, if you apply it. The question is this: do you know how to think? No math problems here, nothing complex. Just, do you know how to think? Because if you said yes, and your definition of thinking is to simply think a thought, you're wrong. You're probably scratching your head right now, so let me explain. Most people think they're thinking, but if you were to examine someone's thoughts over a period of time, you would soon realize that most of their thoughts are the same thoughts they had yesterday, the day before, the month before, and the year before. Why is this? People are creatures of habit. We don't like change. Change signals the unknown, and to the brain, the unknown is scary and possibly dangerous. I'm sure you all can think of someone you know very well. If I were to ask you to describe this person with the list of their habits, the things they love to do, and how they act on a regular basis, you would be able to give me a pretty good description of who they are, because you know their habits. Well, our thoughts are the same way. If you could read minds, you would soon discover that most people think the same thoughts over and over again without even realizing it, and begin to expect those thoughts from that person. But why does this all matter? What does this have to do with what thinking really is? I'm going to say a statement, and I want you to listen very closely to it. The thoughts we think control our reality. I'm sure you've probably heard this dozens of times, but I want you to pay close attention to this, because if you can become aware of what this truly means by the end of the video, you'll not only know how to truly think, but you'll know how to truly change your life. The reason most people think they're thinking, when they're actually just repeating thoughts, is because most people are trapped in a cycle of habits, except these habits are unseen. These habits are our thoughts, and if you never take the time to examine your thoughts, you'll never realize you're thinking the same thoughts. And if you never realize you're thinking the same thoughts, well, you'll rarely ever perform different actions, because our thoughts directly dictate what actions we take. Our actions eventually turn into habits, and our habits eventually form our results. Are you beginning to understand yet? Everything starts with a thought. But there's one other piece of the puzzle we're missing here. That piece is called belief. Just as our physical actions form physical habits, our invisible thoughts form invisible habits, which are called beliefs. And our beliefs that have been formed by these past thoughts literally create our reality. Everything may start with a thought, but everything is controlled by a belief. Unless you know how to think. A person that knows how to think understands that the results they continually get on the outside are a direct reflection of their mental habits or their beliefs. Since the only way to change mental habits or a belief is by thinking new thoughts and acting on them, they don't become invested in their results. They acknowledge their results, but never identify with them, because they know their results are just reflections of their past thoughts and not reflections of who they are as a person. Mental habits work in the exact same way as physical habits. The more you do a mental habit, the more power it begins to have over you. Just like physical habits. So just like a physical habit, over time, if you begin to perform a new mental habit, meaning changing your thoughts, which eventually changes your belief, your results must change with it. It's that simple. Our thoughts are the beginning source of all results in our life. If we change how we think, everything changes with it. I hope this brings a new meaning to the phrase, our thoughts create our reality. People who know how to think embody this fact in their being. They live from the inside out, consciously living the life they want through their thoughts and identifying with the things they want to create before they're even created. These people are called conscious creators. Conscious creators are not ruled by their beliefs. Instead of thinking the same thoughts over and over again, influenced by beliefs, they're thinking new thoughts from their own conscious will and causing them to appear. Conscious creators are truly different from everyone else because they don't think like everyone else. The world looks at the results before them, thinks about those results, gets emotionally invested in those results, and acts on those results. So naturally, the only thing they can get is more of those results. Conscious creators look at the results before them, acknowledges them, but continues to think about the results they want, and stays emotionally invested in what they want, not what's before them. They then finally act on what they want, so naturally, the only thing they can get is what they're thinking about, which is what they want. We are all creators, but the sad fact is, the world is filled with unconscious creators. People who don't know that they have the power to create their reality through their thoughts. But now you do know, and it's your choice to use your superpower or not. Once you understand how this works, it's extremely simple, and I'm speaking from experience when I say that once you learn how to think the thoughts you want to think and act on them despite circumstance, things change. You act differently, people treat you differently, and you attract different events. This isn't rocket science, and if you don't believe it, try it out for yourself. You have nothing to lose, and everything to gain. With that said, thank you. If this video resonated with you, feel free to join our family by hitting that like button and subscribing for more content. And if you like the video, make sure to show some love in the comments below. Until next time, this is Success Mindset, and remember, dreams do come true.